Last Christmas, a jolly bearded fellow, not unlike yourself, asked me to find him something big and exciting that would get people playing and having fun and generally having a bit of a wow factor and an impact at the Arts Centre. So this is what I found him. It's The Pool by Jen Lewin. It's a beautiful interactive light sculpture. If you love it, then you've totally missed the boat because it was outside the Arts Centre. It left about a week ago. It's an interactive light sculpture and had people playing and having lots of fun. And there were students playing and families and adults and people who just happened to pass by and people who came to have lots of fun on it. And people wandered over and people wondered whether the cone was sprouting new babies or it was the cone talking to its alien overlords. But generally, it had a bit of an impact. So you may well have seen this. It's like the most talked about thing, I'm sure, ever. It was in Stockholm at a subway station where no one was really using the stairs. And so they came along and put a piano up the stairs so that people could play the piano as they run up. And 66% more people used the stairs when they had that there. And this is from the same people. It was a Volkswagen project. And this is a second project which I really like also, which was the speed camera lottery, and was to try and get people to obey the speed limit. And so instead of you got fined if you went over the speed limit, but if you went under the speed limit, then you got entered into a lottery and you could win basically the fines. And then this is another car company, Smart Car, who did a thing to stop pedestrians from running across the road when there was a red light. So it's a dancing red man, basically, and there's a little booth to the side where you can dance. So yeah, it seems like fun interventions around traffic. There's lots of them, and I think this is by no means an original idea, but I think, and I know it happens every so often, but I'd love to see people taking over the ring road and using that as a place to have fun interventions. This is a playful intervention that I commissioned at the Arts Centre. It's called Descent. It was created by a couple of artists called Morton Underwood, and basically these 3D printed woodpeckers tap on the surfaces they're attached to, and it becomes a playful instrument to play, and we had it at the Arts Centre so that audiences could come and play the instruments. This is a project, a gem of an idea of a project that I'd love to do at some point, which is about kind of creating an invisible flock of augmented reality birds that can exist in a space, and you get binoculars that you sort of are adapted, and you look through the binoculars and suddenly you see that there are birds flying around and they can kind of land on your hand as you put them out. And people have done this. So this is a Pepsi advert that you might have seen more recently where you take over a bus shelter and the kind of advertising board becomes a screen, and then on the other side there's a camera on the other side filming the street, but then they add crazy things in, so aliens land on the street, or robots come and attack, or a tiger runs down the street, and it mixes the footage of real life with this kind of augmented reality over the top. And this is another more recent project, which is from SNCF Railways, and it was about connecting cities. So these sort of random doorways appear in cities across the country, and you open the door, and suddenly you're connected to another city. So you might go from you might open the door in Paris, and suddenly there are people on the other side of the screen in Barcelona or in Madrid, and so it's connecting things up. And the thing I realised, just kind of researching this talk, was that it seems to be lots of brands and commercial organisations having all the fun on our streets, and we should take it over as artists and actually allow artists to do it. So this is a set of artists called Stand and Stare Collective who make some amazing stuff. This is a kind of theatre jukebox piece that they do, which is at the Barbican at the moment. And this is Car Park 7 on University of Warwick campus, and it has interactive lights. So as you move around the lights get brighter as you walk under them. I would love to have done a project at the Arts Centre where we added sound to that, so that you, as well as the lights brighten, that you add sounds to that. And talking of interactive lights, this is a project by an artist called Time Beck, and it's called Catch Me Now, and basically it's a spotlight that runs away from you as you try and jump into the spotlight, so you're constantly having to chase the spotlight around the space. So again, adds that playful element to these projects. But all these interventions don't have to be big and huge. This is a project that, with an artist that I've worked with recently. He created a little call bell that was actually a car horn, which we put into the foyer space of the Arts Centre. But this is a little solar-powered music box. The music box plays I Am Your Sunshine, powered by the sunshine. This is another project that I would love to have done. That little creature on the side is called Double Taker Snout. It's a big robotic arm covered in plastic with a googly eye on the end. It captures motion sensors. The sort of motion sensor captures movement, and then when it spots a person, it will do a double take on you. So it sort of looks at you and goes, ugh! And I would love to have had that above the entrance of the Arts Centre, but sadly the artist was not ready to play ball. So yeah, fun, brilliant projects that, take technology and add play. And then finally, this is an amazing project called Flight Path Toronto, and was created by a guy called Usman Hack, and was really a mass participation piece in Toronto, allowing people to get a bird's eye view of their city. And so they created these zip wires across from points in the city, and you kind of get in this kind of wing structure, and you'd be zipped across from one side of the city to the other. And basically adding a whole load of play and a massive new meaning to public transport. And that's it.